we may not get this kind of opportunity. So this is a unique day because I know this man. He was Attorney General in Lagos State when I was Chief of Staff in Governor Tinubu's tenure. Now, people have introduced him as a pastor. Yes, he is. But he's also a professor of law. He became a professor, I think, at 33 or so. So he has taught many lawyers. And he still teaches. He also still practices law. And he still preaches religion. And that is the versatility of the man, and nothing has suffered. Now, what many people do not know also is that in the 2007 election, which the PDP themselves agreed, God bless the soul of late President Umaru Yar'Adua, who said that the elections that brought him to power was flawed. They rigged everything that was riggable. But it was Professor Osinbajo who challenged all of us and said, we can't let this go down without a challenge. And he said, look, let us go and get a forensic expert. Because I believe that the ballot papers were thumb-printed not by legitimate voters. And he brought the late Adrian Forty, a British man who was a forensic expert, and they went through millions of ballot papers, one by one, showing where either the same person voted 100 times, or in places where they simply got tired of pressing the same thumb, they used palm kernel. That is the capacity of the man who wants to be your vice president. He's not afraid of hard work. The result of that undertaking was that the mandate that was stolen in Ekiti was won back. The mandate that was stolen in Edo was won back. The mandate that was stolen in Ondo was won back. The mandate that was stolen in Osun was won back. You know what the PDP did after that? Those cases took time, but the court was convinced by compelling evidence that these were clearly cases of electoral fraud. This was the man who led that challenge. And immediately PDP saw that in the National Assembly. You know what they did? They amended the Electoral Act to say that you must finish your case in 180 days. So their current mantra is go and rig and frustrate the trial. That's what they want to do this time. But that is not all that Yemi Osinbajo has contributed to our democratic process. Because you can't have democracy without the rule of law. As Attorney General, he led the reform of the Lagos judiciary. At that time, judges were being paid 14,000 naira. I think that was their annual salary, if I don't miss, or monthly salary, something that ridiculous. And then they were sitting over cases of billions of naira. And you expected them to act properly. And Professor Yemi Osinbajo told the governor that this is not going to work if you want a judicial system that will defend and protect people's rights. And at that time, when he wrote the recommendation, creatively, because there was not even any platform to do so, and they said, okay, it was a study allowance for judges to buy books. Everybody in this country said it was wrong, but that is the reform that almost all states in Nigeria have adopted today. Then he reformed our rules for presenting cases, because those rules were left to us by British, who have changed and revised their own consecutively. We've tinkered with it a little. He changed everything so that access to justice could be quicker and faster. They were called the fast-track rules. The federal government then, a PDP federal government that opposed that procedure, later came to swallow its pride, saw that it was working, and adopted it first for election petitions and later in many of their federal courts today. That is the quality of the man who seeks your mandate so that he can serve you. But you see, that is not the end of the matter. What we have done today is that he now went to the governor and said, Governor, there are some people who, in spite of all what we have done, cannot get justice because they can't pay for lawyers. And proposed that government should pay for them. And the governor said, why should I pay for people who want to go to court? I said, that's your duty. And he started what became known as the Office of the Public Defender, where people who cannot afford it are provided lawyers by government. But I could go on and on, but this is your forum, so that if you still want to interact and ask questions, please feel free to do so. Thank you very much for listening.
When I say he's my captain, I'm sure he didn't rig that position. He earned it. Another round of applause for Captain. The long and the short of the campaign of the matter. Now, our guest has to take flight because the airport has not been rebuilt and there is no light on the runway. Although the airport could work for 24 hours, but the Ministry of Aviation chose to ignore the runway. So after 6, we can't fly. And this comrade needs to talk to as many Nigerians in different locations as possible. So he has to leave. But we want you now to be able to interrogate him. Just talk to him the way you talk to your neighbor. And straight to the point so that we can accommodate as many questions as we can and round up before 6 p.m. And please, no protocol, no excellency, no comrade, just say, sir, Pam. The man in white, and then the man in blue. Right, give me the mic. You have half a minute, straight to the point. The man in white. Okay, straight to the point.
My name is Derek A. Unwago, founder, facilitator of Edo Youth Organization. Sir, we have had ugly precedents in our central government over time. We can therefore not say we've had real leaders. We have had nominal leaders all this while. And you, as an individual, have said several things to our hearing. But you still need to do more to be able to convince those individuals who have given up on voting. A lot of folks out there don't want to vote anymore. They are tired of being lied to. They were lied to about 4 years ago when the president came on board and gave their support. So my own suggestion, sir, is to evolve very pragmatic model to convince these marginal voters so that you will be able to capture more votes in the process. I will be able to donate my own idea to make this work.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, thank you.
Black. Fast, here. There's a lady, okay. Yeah, I'll call him. Fast. Half a minute.
My name is Sani Kafin Imonihu. My question is, SCG President of Polytechnic, and my question is, how is your government ready to tackle insecurity and unemployment? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The lady. Give to the lady. Thank you.
Your Excellency, sir, thank you very much because you have spoken very eloquently. I want you to tell us how you want to tackle the issue of Boko Haram, because we are worried about that. And especially, sir, the issue of Chibok girls.